Alright, so my video decided to turn off, sorry. This is one of the quirks of online learning. So I was in the middle of looking at the Monday box on the bottom left corner. So I was talking about how there was going to be scattered showers today. And then there's two numbers in that box. So the first number is 59 degrees, which, if you remember, that's going to be our high for the day. And then our second number is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is going to be our lowest, about our lowest temperature for the day. So now I'm going to go ahead, and there is a couple of boxes, 3 boxes put together. And it's where it says temperature, precipitation, and wind. So it looks like this. Okay, so normally during this time when students are running weather, they will ask a question about the visual of what we have pulled up here. So for example, a question would be, what is going to be our high for the day? And all the students who want to participate will raise their hand, and then whoever's running the meeting will call on whoever they would like to answer that question. So, since it's just me, I'm going to go ahead and click on, we did our temperature for the day, so now I'm going to click on precipitation. And precipitation typically means what type of weather we're having. So whether it's like rain, snow, hail, all those varieties of weather. And then there's also a scale, kind of array of percentages, which is going to show what percentage of precipitation, or what percentage chance we're going to have precipitation and during what time for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and check out this scale. And right now it's only showing me a specific time range. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at the top where it gives us our actual percentage. And it'll say precipitation. And it'll give a percentage. So our percentage for the day is 50%. So that means that there's a 50% chance that we will have probably some rain today. Which makes sense because if you remember, when I looked outside, it is cloudy outside. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go back to those 3 boxes that are put together, and click on wind. And then when you click on wind, it'll show a bunch of arrows with, so like 19 miles per hour is the first one I'm seeing. 16 miles per hour is the next one, 17, and then 15, and it goes on. And this is just going to show you the wind variations throughout the day. So, since this can be kind of confusing, I'm just going to go ahead and look up where I found that precipitation percentage, and look where it says wind. And the wind says 20 miles per hour. So my guess is that's going to be the windiest it will be today, is 20 miles per hour, which that is pretty windy. And I'm looking outside, the wind, oh, yep, I looked out a different window. The wind's blowing pretty good out there right now. So, okay. So now we would conclude the weather portion of morning meeting. And so during this time, whoever ran the weather portion of our morning meeting, there is a spot in the classroom that's next to this poster here. And the person who was running weather would write, so it would say today and then tomorrow, like this. So today's high, if you remember, is going to be 59 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we have what type of weather it is. So it is cloudy today. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on tomorrow. And the high for tomorrow, it's going to be actually nice tomorrow, it looks like. It's going to be 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And it looks like tomorrow's only going to be partly cloudy. Okay. So our little sign next to this temperature gauge would normally kind of look like this. Yeah. And if we look on our temperature gauge, so tomorrow's high is going to be 68. So let's find 60, and then we can go to jump to 65, and we know that it's going to be between 65 and 70. So 66, 67, 68. So right here, and we are still in that cool temperature range. So it will be cool tomorrow as well, but not as cloudy. Okay, so now that we've concluded weather, now is the time that we would normally do our social stories for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my social story that I have for you today. And parents, I will be sharing this on the Google Classroom. So it's such a bummer that I can't show you my laptop screen without it looking... Oh wait, maybe if oh, there we go. Okay. So if I get it close enough, it looks like, but it'll just be backwards. So I'm going to go ahead and just read each page and then show you what the page looks like. So our cover of the story is Staying Safe from the Virus. And it's a COVID-19 social narrative. So COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, is this current epidemic that we are going through. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that. So our first page says, I am hearing a lot of people talk about COVID-19, and I'm sure that you have all heard a lot about this because it is the only thing the news can really talk about. So this is that page. Sorry, my little stand is not staying in place. Okay. Now, COVID-19 is a virus. Viruses make people sick. So, this is what our page looks like now. And all these little spots here are germs and that virus that they're talking about. COVID-19 can give people a cough, a fever, a sore throat, a runny nose, and breathing problems. So if you look on this page here, you can see someone who looks like they're not feeling too hot. And from what I've read, this virus does not make you feel good at all. The good news is that everyone is working together to stop COVID-19 or to stop this virus, and you can be a helper too. So you can wash your hands a lot to keep them clean. And when you do a good job of washing your hands, the germs come off your hands. And that's why it's super important that you probably hear a lot of people talking about how you need to wash your hands. And this is why, because we're getting those yucky germs off that make us sick. You can stay clean and safe if you wash your hands before you touch your nose, before you touch your eyes, before you touch your mouth, or just your face at all. And then you should wash your hands after. Again, if you do touch any of those areas, you should still wash your hands after too. So lots of washing. And then if you see people that you know, you can wave or give them instead of giving them a handshake, a high five, or a fist bump, because waving, it's still friendly, but it doesn't spread germs. You aren't actually touching someone else so that those germs can spread. Sorry, let me fix this. This keeps on falling. I apologize. Okay. So, just waving instead of doing a high five or a fist bump or a handshake, because it helps us not spread those gross germs that is from that virus if we are keeping those germs on us. Okay, and you can also help by using, you might have heard about this, social distancing. So this just means that your family and you are going to stay home as much as possible, which I'm sure a lot of your families have already been doing, which is great. That's what we need to do. And we will try not to be around a lot of people. So if you do have to go in public for any reason, then you should try not to be around the other people that are in that space. You should have at least 6 feet in between you and another person, just to be safe. Okay. Some schools are closed, so this virus is the reason that our school is closed right now, and that we have to learn with each other online. And the reason for this is so students can stay home and keep themselves away from lots of other people. So this is just, the school's closed to keep you all safe. And even though none of us really like not being at school right now, we gotta do what we gotta do to keep you all and keep myself and everyone around us safe. So I will stay home as much as I can. That's what I've been doing. I've been staying home as much as I can. And I will only leave if I need to go to the grocery store, if I needed to go to the doctor, although I am trying to stay away from doctors too, because at doctor's offices there's so many germs that you could almost catch something more if you go to the doctor. And then I will go outside if I need to do like exercise. So I still like to go on walks, but even if you are going outside, it's still important to keep that distance from